Let's get weird into it. Number 9. The sheer volume of use. Let's start with a fun, lighthearted identity crisis. You probably think of yourself as one person, a singular entity piloting a bone mech with a meat and electricity computer for a brain. And you're not wrong, but you're also not entirely right. Because if we were to count all the cells that make up you, we'd find a shocking number of them aren't yours. For years, the go-to statistic was that you were 10 parts microbe for every 1 part human cell. A walking, talking bacterial party bus. Recent science has downgraded that a bit, revising the ratio to something closer to 1-to-1. But let's not get bogged down in the details. The point is, at best, you're only about half human. The other half is a sprawling, chaotic civilization of bacteria, fungi, viruses, and archaea. You're less of a single-player game, and more of a massively multiplayer online RPG where you are the server, the map, and the main quest objective all at once. Think about it. There are more living organisms on your skin than there are people on Earth. Your gut contains a biomass so dense and complex it's considered its own organ. You are an ecosystem, a planet. You are basically the fleshy Uber for a civilization that outnumbers humanity and has been living on your family line since before we even figured out that pointy sticks were a good idea. They don't pay rent, they eat your leftovers, and they have a dramatic impact on your mood and health. So the next time you feel lonely, just remember, you're not. You're a bustling metropolis, a mobile petri dish of life. Congratulations, I guess. Number 8. The face mite roommates. Alright, let's zoom in a little, specifically on your face. You see that smooth, lovely skin you spend so much time washing and moisturizing? It's a playground. Right now, as you're listening to this, there are tiny, 8-legged arachnids crawling around in your pores. They're called Demodex follicularum, and they are your permanent roommates. And no, you can't evict them. These microscopic monsters look like semi-translucent, cigar-shaped worms with 8 stubby legs near their head. They spend their days burrowed headfirst into your hair follicles, feasting on sebum, the greasy, oily stuff your skin produces. It's their favorite snack. They are essentially oil-guzzling face spiders. And the best part? They're nocturnal. While you're asleep, dreaming of being a wizard or finally paying off your student loans, these little guys crawl out of your pores onto the surface of your skin to party and mate. Yes, your face is their nightclub. After they've had their fun, they crawl back into your pores to lay their eggs. And here's a delightful little fact. They have no anus. They spend their entire 2 to 3 week life storing up waste. And when they die, they decompose inside your follicle, releasing a lifetime of everything. Some dermatologists even think that this final posthumous explosion of bacteria and waste is what triggers skin conditions like rosacea. Basically, your face is a graveyard nursery diner for a species of arachnid you'll never see, but will carry with you until the very end. Sleep well. Number 7. Your eyelash crawlers. If you thought the face mites were an unwelcome intrusion, let's get even more specific. There's another species, a close cousin called Demodex brevis, and it has a particular affinity for one of the most sensitive parts of your body, your eyelashes. These guys are a bit shorter and stubbier than their face-roaming relatives, and their life's ambition is to burrow into the sebaceous glands connected to your eyelash follicles. They live their entire lives at the root of your eyelashes. They're born there, they eat there, they mate there, and they die there. To them, your eyelid is the entire known universe. Their claws are perfectly evolved to cling onto a single human eyelash like a koala hugging a eucalyptus tree. While you're blinking, applying mascara, or trying to avoid making eye contact with someone you know at the grocery store, these mites are just chilling, munching on oils and dead skin cells. For the most part, they're harmless. Our immune system keeps their population in check. But if they overpopulate, they can cause a condition called blepharitis, leading to itchy, red, and irritated eyelids. You might even find your eyelashes falling out. It's their version of a housing crisis. Too many mites, not enough follicle real estate, and suddenly the whole neighborhood goes downhill. So the next time you have an itchy eyelid, it might not be allergies. It might just be your microscopic tenants throwing a rager and blocking up the plumbing. Number 6. The belly button jungle. Think about the most neglected part of your body. For many, it's the belly button. You might give it a passing glance in the shower, but who really pays it any attention? Well, scientists do. And what they found in there is nothing short of a lost world. In 2011, the Belly Button Biodiversity Project set out to swab the navels of volunteers to see what was living in there. The results were wild. They found over 2,300 different species of bacteria. For context, that's more than twice the number of bird species in all of North America. And this wasn't just the usual skin bacteria. In one person's belly button, They found a species of archaea that had previously only ever been discovered in thermal vents on the ocean floor. In another, they found bacteria that usually only live in the soil of Japan, despite the person having never been to Japan. Your belly button is basically a primordial soup of forgotten life, a biological cul-de-sac where strange and exotic microbes can flourish, completely undisturbed. It's a warm, dark, moist environment, the perfect starter home for any aspiring microorganism. One researcher described the project as being like discovering a rainforest in the middle of a city, a tiny lint-filled rainforest that you've been carrying around your entire life without ever sending in a documentary crew. Number 5. Your mouth's biofilm party. You brush your teeth twice a day, you floss, sometimes, and you swish with mouthwash that burns with the fire of 1,000 suns. You think your mouth is clean. That's adorable. Your mouth is home to over 700 species of bacteria, and their primary goal in life is to build cities on your teeth. We call these cities plaque. This isn't just a random collection of germs. It's a highly organized, cooperative community called a biofilm. Early colonizers like Streptococcus attach to your tooth enamel first. They then send out signals to other bacteria, inviting them to the party. It's like a microbial rave. Different species arrive and stick to each other, forming layers and towers and complex structures with channels for nutrients and waste. They literally build a functioning city, complete with a slimy protective wall, all on the surface of your incisors. This bacterial metropolis is what causes cavities and gum disease. The residents of this biofilm eat the sugar you eat and produce acid as a waste product. This acid dissolves your tooth enamel, creating a hole, a cavity, which is essentially a catastrophic structural failure in the foundation of their city. So when your dentist is scraping away at your teeth, they're not just cleaning. They are performing an eviction and demolition on a microscopic civilization that you helped build by eating that extra donut. Number 4. The gut dictatorship. We've all heard about the gut microbiome, the friendly bacteria that help us digest. That's the sanitized, family-friendly version. The reality is that you're being piloted by a committee of trillions of microorganisms in your intestines, and they have some very strong opinions. This collection of gut flora weighs about 3 pounds, as much as your brain, and it behaves like a second one. Your gut bacteria don't just break down food. They produce neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, the very chemicals that regulate your mood. Having a gut feeling isn't just a metaphor. It's your intestinal overlords sending signals directly to your brain via the vagus nerve. Studies have shown that the composition of your gut microbiome can be linked to everything from anxiety and depression to your personality traits. You're not just an introvert. You might just have introverted bacteria. They also control your cravings. That sudden, unshakable urge you have for a greasy pizza or a sugary soda, that might not be you. That might be a specific colony of bacteria in your colon screaming for the fuel they prefer. They can even manipulate your behavior to get it, making you feel sluggish or irritable until you feed them what they want. You think you're in charge of your diet, but you're really just a short-order cook for a demanding, invisible clientele. You're not eating for one. You're eating for a few trillion. And they are very picky eaters. Number 3. Your fungal foot friends. Let's travel down to the murky, often sweaty region of your feet. It's a paradise down there if you're a fungus. Specifically, a type of fungus called dermatophytes. These little guys absolutely love keratin, the protein that makes up your skin, hair, and nails. To them, your foot is an all-you-can-eat keratin buffet. When they set up shop between your toes, you get the classic condition known as athlete's foot. It's a fungal invasion. The fungus burrows into the outer layers of your skin, causing the itching, scaling, and general unpleasantness we all know and fear. Your sock is not a barrier, it's a greenhouse. It traps moisture and heat, creating the perfect humid tropical climate for your fungal friends to thrive and multiply. It's like a little fungal resort, complete with a complimentary skin buffet. And they are persistent. You can treat them with creams and powders, but a few spores can easily survive, hiding out under a toenail, just waiting for the conditions to be right again. They are the ultimate stubborn house guests. They eat your food, they make a mess, and just when you think you finally kicked them out, you find them a week later, sleeping on the couch, leaving flaky skin all over the place. Number 2. The Armpit Rainforest. Every part of your body has its own unique microbial signature, like a fingerprint. Your forearm is like a dry desert, sparsely populated. Your scalp is a greasy forest. And your armpit? Your armpit is a sweltering, humid rainforest, teeming with a unique and vibrant ecosystem of bacteria. This is where the magic happens. And by magic, I mean body odor. Sweat itself is actually odorless. The culprits are the bacteria living in your armpits, primarily from the Corynebacterium genus. They are tiny gourmands. They feast on the lipids and proteins in the sweat produced by your apocrine glands, which are concentrated in your armpits. As they digest this sweaty meal, they produce waste products in the form of volatile organic compounds. These compounds are what we perceive as body odor. So BO is not the smell of sweat. It's the smell of bacterial farts. Each person has a slightly different collection of these bacteria, which is why everyone's body odor is unique. Your armpit is essentially a little artisanal scent factory, with millions of microscopic workers churning out your signature musk 24/7. Deodorant isn't killing the smell. It's either an antibiotic carpet bomb killing the workers, or an antiperspirant damming up the river of raw materials. Either way, you're disrupting a thriving local economy just so you can stand next to people on the bus. Number 1. The viral assassins. After all this talk of bacteria, fungi, and mites, you're probably ready to encase yourself in hand sanitizer. But here's the biggest twist of all. Not everything living on you is bad. Some of the most numerous inhabitants of your personal ecosystem are actually your bodyguards. And they're viruses. Specifically, they're called bacteriophages, or just phages. These are viruses that have one purpose in life: to infect and kill bacteria. They are the ultimate bacterial assassins. They look like something out of a sci-fi movie. A geometric head filled with viral DNA, attached to a spindly tail that they use to inject their genetic material into an unsuspecting bacterium. The virus then hijacks the bacterium's cellular machinery, forcing it to produce hundreds of new phages until the bacterium literally explodes, releasing a new army of assassins to hunt down more of their kind. Your body is crawling with these things. The mucus layer that lines your gut, your lungs, and even your mouth is packed with phages, forming a non-stop, microscopic defensive line. They kill off invading pathogenic bacteria before they can even get a foothold. They are a key part of your immune system, a private security force of viral mercenaries that works for you for free. So while you've been taught to fear all viruses, remember that trillions of them are currently waging a silent, microscopic war on your behalf, protecting your fleshy kingdom from bacterial invaders. You're not just an ecosystem. You're a heavily defended fortress, guarded by killer robots from outer space. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.